Look here, man. It's organized harassment, terrorism. Yeah, it's Dexta Ray again. To be honest, I don't know where to start. I'm not, I'm not like, you know, deeply aggrieved by it because of the love of Jesus and the peace of Jesus. The name of Jesus. That's one thing that the satanic forces hate. What I want, it to be known that you can hear in the background. That just started happening when I started expressing these right here. That's the only time when see it toned down a little bit now. But anyway though, with this whole arrangement, God give me the understanding, about the agenda of the devil, through these types of systems and things. And I mind you now, from the start of this, there was no call, there was no fault or reason for me to be pursued and hunted by these demonic entities. This all of the reasons and stuff were just fabricated, just so others can, like those who the untrained, and don't know, undiscerning, just so that the evil individuals who perform and do such campaigns and acts of evil on a person, they do that to cover themselves, to hide themselves and cover up what they're really doing and their true intentions. And the reason why, their agenda is only that you be dead. That's the only agenda they have. Like, there's no compromise and nothing. You can't trust these people. Can't trust the lies. It's all a shadowy arrangement, and the end of it is just straight satanic. And, I'm speaking on this because, recently, what I mean? I had another experience, as I always do, but I noticed that the experiences mostly happen if you're not, like I say, in this world, you have no room for error. You can't mess up, period. You have to always keep God, stay rooted in the Lord, in the light forever. You have to, valuable gems and stuff, gems, they wish, and diamonds, and, concepts and things, they wish that be tossed off and tossed into obscurity, and destruction. Don't trust. I learned a lot from this. I've been going through this for like 4 years. Now, and you learn a thing or two. When you deal with such a magnitude of persecution. It's covert harassment. It's a real thing. It's been confirmed and it's real life. The question is, I don't know what it was. I guess it would have to be a war, on this form of terrorism. Until those that with dignity, integrity, morality, that with true and real love for God, those who are true Christians, and they would stand up on behalf of the oppressed and do their jobs. Not just Christian, but just anybody with some sense, and to stand up. Because what you have to understand is the enemies, that's possessed by demons are psychopaths. Psychopaths possessed by demons that don't have no other desire than to become powerful. And to see that, now mind you, all of this stuff was never on my agenda to ever dip into, but saying this to how I came forth, and then my life, various aspects and parts of my life was destroyed by these demonic people. Now I'm getting to the point. Now everything I experience it further inspires me to go harder at it. Go harder at the exposition of these things. Because I have no fear for it. The only thing I want, because see, the agenda of the devil is to see you, destroyed. I have the same agenda for you. Just so let it be known. So I mean. What I'm saying? I don't care, I'm gonna be faithful to God until death, None of that don't faze me, because because, it's a recurring thing. It be all right for a while, then it comes right back after X amount of time. And see, I'm not, when it comes back, see the coming back part, that's not going to work with me. It don't, I don't, I'm not really, too hip with that idea. Because, the Bible tells us already, though, targeted individuals ain't just some crazy people, man. I can't speak for everybody's experiences. It might be, everybody's experiences. It might be sparked from different reasons, different situations. All I can use as a reference is myself, and I know what I have been through, dealt with. Then I know when things, and really the whole situation of these demonic campaigns is something that's not under control. You feel me? It's not something that we have under control as a people. It's something that's in society that's killing society from the inside out. It's like a poison or a cancer, and it's just growing and growing and growing. On the under regions. Quite frankly, I don't care. I don't care about organized harassment or nothing like that. I prefer not, to even have to say anything or nothing. But, I'm not going to be destroyed, So I will expose and destroy everything before I'm destroyed. Like, there's nothing to destroy. There's nothing to expose about me. I'm transparent. I love God. I serve Jesus. It's simple. The things that's opposing me hates Jesus, and it's that simple, because he said, whoever rejects you, rejects me. Whoever accepts you, accepts you. If they listen to me, they'll listen to you. If they would not hear me, they won't hear you. Jesus, Jesus is real, and Jesus came in the earth. He went through all of this stuff, I look back and, you see many went through this stuff, and it's new to me. It's not new to me now, but by me being, my journey is fairly young, because I'm a young man, at this point in my life. I'm 23, and so, it's like, it's people before me, that went through similar things, but it's something that you wouldn't even know unless you learn and and you actually experience stuff, and you see how things unfolded and stuff, and quite frankly, it's really none of my business, but now it has to be my business because it's become a part. It's chosen to destroy me. Simple. Just it's chosen to destroy me because of my talent, my influence for God. The things like that. I'm chosen and picked out to be picked on. So therefore, I'm not a coward. The coward shall not enter heaven. I know that that such an evil campaign can lead to it's a lot of capabilities, but at the same time I know that God, Jehovah Jireh, the Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end, is more powerful than all that, and then you see the dipping and dabbling in all of this, these forms of darkness and stuff, but what you don't understand is God is like overarching every single thing, and God is in the spiritual realm, and God will remold things to backfire on the individuals that molded them. That's what God be doing all the time, but people don't even see it. People be dying and stuff that was in these campaigns. It's not no coincidence. It doesn't mean God is not asleep. God is not mocked. God is fighting. God is not asleep. God sees all and he's fighting. And he will continue, and he's going to get more intense the more intense it gets, and it will get more intense. And a lot of people, a lot of lives, a lot of spiritual lives will be lost because of this idea that's coming to fruition, what the devil wishes to bring into fruition. And it's destroying anything of God, and it's attacking anyone that's truly of God. And not just that, but those who are chosen. And see, one thing about people that's chosen is, people that's chosen don't even have to be Christian. God chose them. They didn't choose him. So it's people that's chosen that's not even Christian, but they're being pulled by God into this direction, because nobody can come to the Father unless he draws them. See, and that's in the Bible. know what I mean? And all of this, it all in sync. When I speak only because I have something to say, and I speak because I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm talking about. I don't say nothing unless I'm sure of my words, and I check with the spirit, and actually it's the spirit that led me to make this very recording, because I think there was a wave of demonic power rising up, and it comes in waves, and it gets bolder and bolder and more blunt, and things, you know. I see more and more every day, I'm learning more and more every day, like more things that previously wasn't obvious to me now. It's like every day it's like, wow, okay, are you serious, and I grow like that, but I mean, at the same time, there's no apprehension on my part. It just amuses me, and I'm amazed at it, because then that's more for me to sink my teeth into. That's the way my heart's set up. It ain't no fear, because it pushes to me, and I gotta push back, through the power God invested in me. Because that's what I'm here for. Because if it chose me and I had no control over it, this was my destiny. So whatever happens to me is my destiny. I don't care. All I'm going to do, destruction is my destiny. I'm destroying everything with me. That wishes on my destruction. Because honestly, I would rather not have anything. I would rather not have nothing to do with anything. But, that's not the way it crumbles. So it is what it is, I mean, Satan, Satan is a liar. Satan is a liar. There's no truth in you. No weapon formed against me shall prosper in the mighty name of Jesus. You can huff, you can puff, you can bow up, you can do all you go do. No weapons formed will ever prosper. And that's in the name of Jesus. Every tongue that rises against me in condemnation, he shall condemn, And so I'm always at peace. As you can hear in the background, you can hear them clear. I don't know if you can hear them clear, but that's them. See, it's electronic harassment and torment. They are only get certain sounds. It's certain stuff that don't even happen until certain things. Just like me making this recording. I mean, I know the ones that hear it, not the only ones that hear these campaigners and stuff that wishes for my death, got all my devices hacked. They set cameras and stuff and everything, and wherever I be at, my vehicles and all of that, it's just like, it's constant. It's a constant terrorism. It's a long running terrorism that goes on for years and years, and it's something that's going to continue until people, that the real people can stand up, and stop being cowards and conforming to demonic, entities and things. Don't conform unto the stuff that destroying your fellow brethren or sister. Why aid in something like that, even knowing that it's full of crap? And that's because the controllers of such demonic things, they delude and brainwash their cohorts, their friends, and those who wish they up. And see, the thing about me is, I don't never play two sides. You feel me? Like, I mean, see, Jesus was God in the flesh. He came down here, but when he was down here, he was spending more time with sinners, than religious people. He was spending time with, he was spending time with sinners, talking to sinners, and because he was humbled himself unto the point, where he didn't want the world to see him as, like, to, what I'm saying, to, like, with all his glory, splendor, and everything. He was humble in the earth. He stayed. God stayed under his promise to mankind. He gave him dominion over the earth. It was not, that's how God kept it. He kept himself humble, and he related to those that were sick, those that were lowly. He related to those because that's what he created. That's what he came up. That's what he chose, to do. How he chose to live, and and he's amazing. Jesus is always amazing. And see, that's what it was. Like, Jesus, he was with, he didn't puff himself up or anything. And it's the same thing, like, I can feel people like because God created them. So if they campaigners or not, I'm like, it ain't no partiality to the wicked, period. Because the wicked of Satan, you can't say nothing to the wicked. Their mind already set on going to hell. and doing things that's gonna lead them to eternal fire, torture, mutilation. Getting ripped apart, getting their guts ripped out, getting their head tore off, and then they just go back on and feeling everything, getting skin picked off, getting their teeth pulled out, one by one, getting their eyeballs ripped out, and over and over again. Because in hell you can't die again. In hell, that's what it is, and that's what's been to happen to them after their heart stop beating. But they don't care, because Satan has them deluded. And so they continue to do things like oppress God's chosen under a false misconception or illusion that God's chosen are somehow bad or evil or something. Because that's what Satan has them brainwashed with. And so when they end up in the lake of fire, they're gonna be surprised at how I got here. Lord, say Lord, Lord. But he said, not all say Lord, Lord shall enter the kingdom. It's how you live. And nobody that oppresses God's children is on his side. God is a faithful God. And that's the truth, about that, But as far as my loyalty and thing, that stays with God, But at the same time, I keep just Jesus sees a sinning world, and he has both his arms out anyway before it's too late, because he wishes that nobody goes to hell and perish. But it's the thing, everyone has free will, and so that's the way I think, I think like whoever wants to hear the gospel, whoever wants to be inspired by something I done been through or whatever, then my arms open, like that's fine with me. And even the most, even I forgive easy. Forgiveness not really a problem. It's just understanding and trust and things like that. That's the problem. And I forgive, and then that's it. But at the same time, if I can, I'm gonna write about it most likely, or I already have, because I got more invested in it, and then that becomes a part of that investment, and then I use that evil and I turn it around for good, because that's what God does, and that's how I function with that, So it's not me never being, playing both sides or nothing, but I know what the concept is. I know what's really going on. It's like you can create a problem that only you can fix, or problems created that's only you can fix. It's like having somebody in a maze, and I'm aware of that. I ain't in a maze, because just as a human, like, what's a human life worth, What's a human life worth in society, Because if it, I make it evident, and I will make it evident every time, whenever I'm being terrorized or harassed or, through these methods. I will make it evident that this is the case and this is indeed what's going on. And then, after doing that, you expect to see something different. You feel me? Because I'm like, hey, okay, I know, like, what's up, but you can't accept the lie of the devil. You can't allow that to be internalized. Nothing Satan tells you gonna be true. Keep that all out your head. Believe Jesus and the word. This is real. This stuff is not no theory. This not no freaking theory. It's real life. And I know I can vouch. I don't have nothing to gain from making nothing up. I'd rather not. I'd rather have nothing to do with it. But I realize that these campaigns, the devil comes only to steal, kill, and destroy every good thing, man. And I'm aware of that, and I know that in my life. I know when something good happens or something like that, persecutors that, they're going to set out to try, but, God can block all that. I got faith in God, and this, and as a man, so, as a man will reap what they sow, a woman will reap what they sow. It's going to come back on the triple fold. God is not mocked. Because one thing about it, God's eyes is on his saints and those who love him. God's eyes is on the righteous. So when somebody do something against God's righteous, then they bring themselves into God's vision and perspective. Because God is far from the wicked. So things that people with dark hearts and doing all this evil, God is not close. God has given them up to a reprobate mind. So God loves everybody, but he don't really care about them. Unless they turn from their way. Like, God hates sin, and sinners can't enter. So unless repentance comes, then God does, there's nothing to talk about. A person has to be contrite in their heart and spirit, and then they have to come to God in humbleness. And certain ones people, God, they, it's like they're not gonna change, and so God has nothing to do with them. But God is righteous, and those who want to follow Him and suffer, and that's what I'm doing through all of this is suffering for Christ. And when those who suffer for Him, that's who His eyes is on. And when you suffer for Him, he cares, He protects, and all His word is true. God don't lie, He can't lie. Everything checks out with God. He all legit. From beginning to finish. Ain't no finish. Ain't no beginning, just is. With God. And so once a person, do evil against His anointed, then they bring themselves into God's vision. And what you gotta understand is God is God. God is all powerful. God can do all things, anything. Whatever He wanna do. People that when God do something, there's no undoing it. So anything that happens to, those who do that, evil against God, well, that's something that they brought on themselves, you know, something they brought on themselves, even knowing that you a follower of Jesus. I made a poem a long time ago, and I was talking about it. I want to be just like Christ, and, that right there was the indication of where my loyalty lied, or what direction I was heading in. But even after that, this was before the campaign started, so mind you, this was like at 13, the campaign started at 14, and all the way up to now. So that's telling you the nature of any enemies, it's satanic, there's no good in it. But I mean, anyone can change, got faith for that. But it's an amazing thing. But it's a choice. It's a choice that has to be made, or an active decision, and a contrite heart and spirit, and that willingness, and that walk, and that longing to embrace Christ. And so when I made these recordings, that's the position I'm taking. That's where my head at. Illumination, disambiguation. But I ain't the only one that go through stuff like that. You got good, you got bad, You got light, you got darkness. You got right, you got wrong. You got crooked, you got straight. It's what path we on. Where we want to go. Heaven or hell, God made it simple for those who love Him. But He don't mess with free will. Forced into the position whereas you have to strong blessings and things that you gotta fight in this world. Everybody fights different. Everybody fighting for different stuff. In the light, while still going in the same direction. Everybody got different assignments. And God works in mysterious ways, so ain't no telling what a person's assignment may or may not be. God can do anything He wants. Everything like bittersweet, and see that's my problem, like I like things to be one way. God say be hot or be cold, but don't be lukewarm. And I feel the same way as a person in my everyday life. I want everybody, if I'm gonna have enemies, then I'm fine with that, just be that way. If I'm gonna have friends, okay, cool. What I'm saying? We can have fun and enjoy life, in a godly way. But when it's in this duplicity, and bittersweet snidiness and things being done with multiple intentions, from both sides of the coin, that's an enemy. It's either all friends or all enemy. Enemy do things that's harmful to you, or intrusive or disrespectful, things that if you knew that you wouldn't approve of, that's an enemy. Friends don't care. Friends go be straight up with you, and friends go keep it real, and friends go always be there for you. when you're going through, friends not gonna ever give no ear to no enemy, you know. That's friends and enemies. And distortion campaigns can draw that line, can make that line really, really thin. Devil got a little bit of power. God got all power.